Hello, Dr. White here with some tips on using VS Code to run code. So the key is that you have the Code Runner extension installed. So if you head to the web and you just Google, wrong browser. If you head to the web and Google VS Code space runner, then pretty much your first hit will be this page. And if you've got VS Code already installed, then you just got to click this little install button right here, and the Code Runner extension will be installed for you. And as you can see, it lets you run code from a lot of different computer programming languages, including R, you'll notice. So for example, if you had R installed on your machine, then as long as VS Code can find R, then it'll run R files for you directly in that code editor. We'll primarily be using it to run JavaScript in this course. So let's give it a try. Let's go to VS Code. And I happen to have a little directory in a repository here called Sandbox, okay? And if you'll check out my gitignore file for this repository, you'll see that Sandbox is one of the things in the gitignore. So it would not be, files within it will never be checked into the version control. They'll never be pushed up to GitHub for this repository or anything like that. So it's a nice place to stick stuff that you just want to play around with, but you don't necessarily want to show to the world. And anyway, inside a Sandbox, I've got a couple of files here. I've got a JavaScript file called scratch.js, and I've got an R script here, test R, okay? And let's just give it a try with Code Runner. So if you've got test R up on top and you press the little forward button that you get when Code Runner is installed over here, then all of a sudden, the terminal got switched to output, and the result of running this file, test.r, using the R programming language is shown below in the console. And sure enough, as you would expect, the hello world is catted out, a new line moves you down, and then here's R's for loop that cats out numbers from 0 to 4 with a new line after each one. Everything worked like you expect. Here's another cool thing. If you just want to run one command, you can do that. You just need to select your command and then head to the Code Runner, press it. And you'll see, I actually pressed it twice, so I got the results twice. I'll show you the first one. You'll see that it ran the R script. Well, not exactly. Look at the path name. Same as before, except the final file name is not test.r, it's temp code runner file.r. And that's because it wasn't asked to run the entire file, so it created a little temporary file in its memory that contained just this one command, and it ran it. And so that's why we only see the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty cool, huh? Okay, let's head over to the JavaScript, and here's a little script we'd like to run. So it's going to console log hello, print that out to the screen. And then here's how in JavaScript you might print out 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 with a for loop. And here's where we set the variable person to the string Sita, and we console log out what we call a string template literal. It's kind of like using glue in R, where we do hello and then the value of the variable person. So we should see hello Sita. Well, let's check it out. Did we get that? Yeah, we do. So running scratch.js, we got hello 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and hello Sita. And again, you can just run any particular command that you want. You got to be careful, though, when you run particular commands. You're not in a truly interactive session. It's not like back with RStudio and R when you had an R session going and it had a global environment set up for you, and it would rely on things in the global environment when you ran your commands. That's not happening here. Everything starts from scratch. So, for example, if I run just these two commands, then in my temp file, I get hello Sita as output. But if I just ran this command, then I get a bunch of errors. And it's all very technical, but the key is person is not defined. That temp file this time contained only this command that I've highlighted here, and therefore it doesn't, when it looks up person, it can't find what to do. So that's the one thing you want to be careful with as you transition from the R environment over to running JavaScript in the Node runtime environment. Everything starts fresh. That's my little tip for now on working with JavaScript and VS Code. Hope that's useful for you. See you again soon.